Welcome to CEO Interviews, a production of Gore column in which we take the time to speak with small cap CEOs about their companies. With us today for the first time ever is Sam Jones, CEO of OOOO Entertainment Commerce, trades under OOOO. That's 4 O's on the TSX Venture Exchange. And this is going to be a treat because you know that me personally, I love disruptive technology, and OOOO Entertainment Commerce has just got fantastic technology that's already out in the marketplace. First thing I want to tell you, though, to really get your attention, if you've never heard of live video commerce, know this. In October 2021, China's lipstick brother sold $1.7 billion of beauty products. Not for the year, not for the quarter, not for the month, not for the day. In a 12-hour live show. Have I got your attention now? Live video commerce is an online shopping experience that feels like an amalgamation of the home shopping network, game shows, talk shows, and auctions, and it's taken China by storm. $300 billion in China this year is up 85%. Next year expected to go to 400. Well, I mean next year, I mean 2022, up to $425 billion. A phenomenon is fueled by the pandemic, as you can understand, but it is a new phenomenon because even Alibaba had it in 2017 on their see now, buy now as the latest novelty. Enter OOOO Entertainment Commerce. What do? They provide the infrastructure, technology, and people to power the live stream economy through their app. So brands or entrepreneurs can share their products and services through live, interactive, shoppable videos, and that connects massive amounts of consumers in all parts of the world, which cuts out the middleman. And you know what? Don't feel bad because UBS estimates that 80,000 retail stores in America are going to close by 2026. The company's up and running in the UK with a 30,000 square foot studio space. And they're also live in Italy and Brazil, with South Africa coming next. So much to talk about. Sam, welcome to Agoracom, my friend.
Thank you for having me. Excited to do this with you.
We're excited to have you. And by the way, everyone can see your background there. You're in the UK right now because it's nighttime for you, afternoon over here. So we truly appreciate this opportunity. Let's talk about, this v-commerce, because a lot of us still aren't familiar with this, especially live video commerce, right? What is it about it that's creating such a massive market in China and has driven you guys to go take it around the world?
Yeah, I mean, great question. I mean, I spent half my life in Asia, so I'm very familiar with China. I've done a lot of business there, lived in Hong Kong for many years. And I think one of the first things that strikes you when you go to China is just how many people are playing on their mobile phones continuously. It's very common for people to walk into you as they're playing games or messaging people. And I think the reason that you notice this so much is in the last 10 years, there's been this concept of consumption upgrade in China. So people who 10 years ago didn't have a scooter, a laptop, a fridge, a car, they all now have a smartphone. And this includes people in tier 4, tier 5 cities, maybe farmers. They all now have smartphones. And people live their lives through their smartphone, whether that's payments or whether that's entertainment. They don't watch TV, they watch a live show. And television shopping in China was always following the US. Pioneers like QVC invented it, but China copied, and as they did with many things over the years. But as China's sort of become the first mover in mobile, or the fastest runner in mobile, you've seen this massive explosion of new types of apps. And this is across a few different categories. I think in gaming, particularly mobile gaming, they're ahead. And I think in live stream applications, they're ahead. So when we talk about video shopping, what we mean is there's a video, like I can see you now on a video. That's a form of software that's showing me something. But they've added a level of interaction on top of the video, which means as I watch a video on my phone of somebody talking live, I can interact with it. I can press the heart button. I can send a tip of $2. I can write a comment. I can press a button which shows me the product they're talking about, and I can press purchase. So video shopping is a form of software that it makes a video shoppable. And this is something that really in the last 5 or 6 years has exploded in China. And some of the companies in this space now are worth, in over $100 billion. I first saw this type of technology maybe 5, 6 years ago. And once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. And sure enough, these companies have gone on to be worth, huge sums. And really, our mission is to try and bring that innovation to the Western market, and be the leader in short video and live video shoppable technology.
And that's why your name is OOOO Entertainment Commerce, because it is a form of entertainment for people. It's not just straight watching a video and then going to the store and the digital store later and trying to find your product. It's entertainment commerce right at the same time. I think it's smart that you're learning from China, but not necessarily going to China first. Where are you taking the model? Because right now you're in the UK already. We're going to talk about the Italy announcement you make. Let's talk about where you're taking this model.
So we launched the company just under 2 years ago. I was formerly with Wish, e-commerce company in California. My co-founder Eric was formerly in TikTok, and we felt like we had to build the team in China because they're so far ahead in terms of mobile, but also they're familiar with this type of shopping and these features. I felt like if we didn't have a team in China building the tech, it was immediately a disadvantage. So we've got 24 people in Shanghai who all come from Tencent, Alibaba, ByteDance, truly tier 1 technology platforms. And we've been building this tech now for coming up 2 years. And really for us, it was a foolish move to try to enter the Chinese market. There's just too much competition from the likes of Alibaba and JD and Taobao Live and various surfaces. So what we decided was, let's launch into the UK. So we took all of the key features of the Chinese apps, and we thought through which of these will adapt to the British consumer. And I think it's probably 90% of features. I think there's some cultural nuances that you can work through with, slightly different design. But I'd say 90% of the features we've brought to the UK market. So we launched in November of 2020. So sort of 14 months ago, something like that, 14 months. And we've had over 300,000 installs. And in the UK, we work with quite a lot of the biggest retailers in the market. So people like JD Sports Group, it's a £10 billion retailer in sports and fashion with lots of different sub-brands. We work with Boohoo, who are the number 1 player in fast fashion, and they've got 10 plus amazing retail brands within their group. We work with the Hut Group, that has hundreds and hundreds of beauty brands and wellness brands and fitness brands, and they work with people like Disney and so on. So we work with big retailers who are curious and interested in how do they embrace this new form of communicating with customers, and ultimately their biggest interest is conversion. Live video that's interactive and a closer look at the product with an opinion from someone that hopefully you can trust. It converts better into sales than a photograph does. So our first move was take the technology, package it up into a different format, launch into the UK. And we've picked, some real world-class multi-billion-dollar retailers to do that with. And then I think, really interesting part of our journey was once we launched the technology from China into the UK market, we got a very large shock to the system when we realized some of these retailers don't have studio space. They don't have presenters. They don't have Wi-Fi equipment.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because you guys aren't just an app. You're providing some great studio, set design, broadcast technology, even the hosts, right? Yeah. Because that may be the most important part. So you're not just an app, which is powerful, but you're also in the real world side with the whole setup.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't set out to have studios and all the rest of it. It was an oversight. I felt like it was a technology company primarily, but in order to launch it here, we started to realize there's an ecosystem. And this year in China, that McKinsey are valuing the live stream economy at $420 billion. Now, when they say that, they don't just mean the technology providers, the e-commerce video providers. They mean the agencies that provide the talent, the studios that provide the infrastructure and the cameras. So this is what we call the ecosystem. And many of these companies that serve that economy are public. You know, it's a huge industry. So we decided, you know, in the UK, no one knows how to make these type of video commerce shows. So we had to learn it. And we've got people in our team from China who, you know, we really studied what makes a live show successful. What does a host need to, what characteristics do they need to have, whether it's, they need to be watchable, insightful, authentic, honest. Secondly, you need to be able to show a mixture of good price products, scarce products. Your content needs to educate people. Like, there's a formula to what makes a live show convert.
Yeah, you're not just shilling, right? It's not just it's not shilling. Every 10 minutes you bring on George to shill some jewelry and then Mary to shill some clothing. It's got to be a real interactive, fun entertainment. It's almost like the selling is secondary, even though the selling is actually primary.
You know, there's a village in China that I visited, which is an old shipping village. And now I think over 50% of the dollars that come into the village are from people who are selling fish live on these apps from their fishing boat.
Come on. I thought up to this time, I thought it was going to be lipstick. I mean, we heard about lipstick, brother, but I thought it was going to be fashion, makeup, all those kind of things. You're telling me farmers and fishermen are selling their products?
Yep. I mean, you wouldn't believe it. People are pulling a fish out of the ocean, and before it's even dead, they're selling it and people are buying it. Then it gets delivered later that day. Now, if the Chinese can sell a fish straight to someone's house, you know, then you can definitely sell, you know, a pair of shoes or a handbag. So this is, you know, people, you know, like we all watch fishing shows on TV, you know, or if certainly me and my dad do. And this is very entertaining content. The difference is you can just then 1 inch from the center of the screen, you can press purchase. So you imagine if you're watching a fishing show where someone's showing you how to catch a fish, you can buy the equipment. Or if you're watching a show about cooking or a discussion about the sneaker industry, and you can then just grab the pair they're talking about. We're trying to marry up content and purchase, and you know, the best shows are the people who can create watchable content, not only through live shows, also through short videos. So, you know, when I was at Wish, we used to sell a few million products a day, and there would be lots of images on the Wish app of products. Now, some people, when they're buying from 5,000 miles away, they don't trust a photograph. And if you can watch a 20-second video of a toy firing into the air or a kitchen utensil being used, a video is the language of the youth today, you know, and it gives you a certain confidence if you can see it working.
For guys like me, right? Scroll through a page and look at static images of products and pick which one is for you, but that's not cutting it for the youth. Devil's advocate, let me ask you for a question. Any chance that people, you know, because I always like to play devil's advocate, right? Any chance that people can look at you and say, hey, Sam, this works in China because they're so into their mobile. I mean, they actually skipped most technology, went straight to mobile for obvious reasons because they didn't have the infrastructure like most developing countries, and now they're developed. You know, can someone say it may not work in the UK or in Canada or the US because we don't have that same level of attachment, even though it's pretty deep, to our phones?
You know, 5 or 6 years ago, I met there's two founders of Musical.ly. One of them is called Lewis, and I met this guy in Shanghai. They built Musical.ly, the short video app, and it was acquired by ByteDance, and it became TikTok. And I remember all these people looking at TikTok and saying to me, that's not going to work here. It's a very crazy app. Now, this year, it was in the last 12 months, it was the most downloaded app on the planet. So it works for two reasons, TikTok. Firstly, it's rapid browsing. So you can swipe. It's like flicking TV channels on steroids. But the second thing is it's not just rapid browsing, it's rapid intelligent browsing. The third video is learning from the second video. The fourth video is learning from the third video. So this is why it's so addictive for people to play. Now, what we're saying is, in 5 years from now, people are going to be watching less television than 5 years ago. Like,
Absolutely. I'm already there.
So we're going to take a bet on mobile. The second thing is, if somebody can record live content from a vineyard or a warehouse or a soccer pitch straight to a consumer on the other side, that's a more efficient way to sell than me going to the mall, where there's like several middlemen. So my third point is, if you go back in time 50 years in the US, you're probably buying products where the product was drawn as a cartoon. And then slowly, catalog businesses were born, and then there was a photograph, and then we had TV shopping, and then we've had websites like Amazon where there's photographs again. But eventually, video comes in, and I find it very hard to imagine that mobile and video don't play a part in the future. Really,
where do you see it going, Sam? Like, do you see live video commerce literally exploding the way it's happened in China, delayed effect, but throughout the rest of the Western world and the developed nations? You see it becoming a really, really big part of commerce going forward, or is it going to be something kind of niche-y?
Well, firstly, let's talk about the global beauty industry. It's a $500 billion industry. Okay, 500 billion for all the beauty products sold globally. It's a big number. Now, to give you an idea, the drinks industry is worth 2 trillion. But let's talk about beauty, 500 billion. Austin Lee did a show a few weeks ago, like you said in the beginning, which was 1.7 billion. So what's going to happen in the next
billion,
12
right? Did 1.7 billion in 12 hours, which I fell off my chair, but I still can't believe it.
I think as a ballpark figure, Amazon's GMV in a day is about $1 billion. So he did twice Amazon in a day globally. So my prediction is, and I see this every single day, CMOs all over the Western world are currently being told by their CEO, what are we doing in live commerce? Where are we? I just read this article on Forbes about this kid who used to work in a department store doing 1.7 billion. I don't want to sit with the board of our company and no one have a view. So where are we on live commerce? So we get a call from CMOs and marketing directors and heads of commerce, and they say, how do we get into video commerce? Sam, please tell me. Now, there's 3 ways you can get into video commerce right now. Listen, and we consult on this every day. And I say to these people, you tell me which one you want to do. Here's the first option. And you might be selling bicycles, knickknacks, or you might be Nike. I tell people the same thing. The first thing you can do if you want to get into video commerce is go and sell on Instagram or TikTok or Pinterest. One of these social platforms, I like to call them ad networks. That's what I think they are. Now, you go onto Instagram and you list your product, you make a product, or an influencer makes a product video, and they're selling a pair of shoes. And people can, if Instagram or TikTok haven't launched it in your country yet, they're going to. They're all running into video commerce as fast as they can. Now, the best thing about this, if you're own a shoe company, is they have a good amount of daily active users. It's relatively easy to run it. The downside of it is you do not control the transaction. The transaction is controlled by Mr. Zuckerberg, and the data on the customer is controlled by Mr. Zuckerberg. Now, so you have less control, more speed. It's convenient. Now, all of these companies are going to say to you after a while, hey guys, great show. You're really killing it on video commerce. Would you like to see more users watch your show? Why don't you buy some ads? And you've fallen into the same trap of using the ad network. This is option 1. And if you want to do option 1, I have a studio business where we can help you do it. So we play in this space. And I think for a lot of businesses, they should enter into that space. The second option you've got in video commerce is you take an SDK, software development kit. And what that means is I give you all of the features of live commerce in a suite, in a software piece, which you can push into your existing website or app. So you may have a website about fishing and it already has 100,000 users in North America. I can give you a piece of software that puts on your website a live show. and you link it to your catalog in the back, and people, they're on your website or on their social media and they see, oh, they're going live. That's interesting. Now, the benefit of this, you're still using your website. Maybe the downside is that it's on you to bring the traffic. There's no other market participants. You're not there with a fishing shop and then a few other companies. It's not a market.
But everybody starts from zero, right? You're almost better if you have a long-term view on video commerce and e-commerce. You are better off creating, controlling your own audience on your own platform, rather than being at the risk of whatever Meta, Facebook is going to do, whatever Instagram is going to do. So downside in the short term, but a lot of upside in the long term, I think.
So that's the middle ground. And I think, we speak to a lot of companies who say, we've got a great app. We don't want to build another app. It's tiring and it's expensive. So we have a great app. How do we take your software and we stream into it? And we can do that. And we've got certain live stream games and coupons, and there's a whole platform which we can plug into them very, very quickly. Now, the third option is to take our technology, our app, and the back end, and to launch it into your market and to call it whatever you like. So I'm going to give you video commerce in a box. Now, this is what QVC have done in Italy. They've launched a new app called LikeQ, LikeQ, and they've taken our underlying technology, but they're putting their brand to it, and we've launched it into the Italian market. So this is a form of software as a service where we're giving them the whole kit. But now what they get,
and that's the press release, by the way, that went out just the other day. I'm going to read it here. QVC Italia launches LikeQ, an interactive live stream shopping app powered by OOOO. I mean, that's a big win for you, right, Sam? Because that's big third-party validation. This isn't you did a deal with George.com, and nobody knows George.com is. You're just trying to build some partnerships out there. I mean, QVC Italy is massive. They reach 25 million homes, and their website does about another 30 plus million digital sessions. So what does this say for third-party validation for OOOO?
Well, I mean, firstly, I've been a big fan of QVC for many, many years. I watched it as a consumer. I sold on it when I was in my early 20s. I had a business, and my family are large fans. My nana, who's no longer with us, from Liverpool, she used to say to me she'd watch QVC for hours on end because there was no adverts. She used to, it kept her company. She used to love the presenters. And I said to her, Nana, it's all an advert, but she loved the channel for years as a customer. So when we first started speaking to QVC, I was in awe of them, really, for their, how big they are as a group. And what I've come to realize in the last 12 months, they really are experts in production. To run a TV network, 24/7. I know from trying to do it maybe 1 in 7, never mind 24/7. It's really hard, and it's really easy to make bad content. So they are a very, very professional organization, and we started talking to them in the last year. We decided that Italy was a great market to launch in. They're also in Germany and UK and Japan and obviously the US. They're a huge organization. But we decided to launch in Italy, and last Thursday we made that happen.
Massive market.
Yeah, fantastic. So the team are all there, and they've already started making suggestions to how we can improve the technology, and they're a great partner from that perspective. They've forgotten more than we know about live commerce, so we're here to learn.
Sam, you said something interesting in your quote. There's a great quote. I'm going to take the last sentence. Together, we will deliver the next generation of video commerce to the Italian market and hopefully beyond. So is that a little bit of foreshadowing there that perhaps if all goes well, QVC Italy, we could be seeing QVC, Greece or whatever the case may be going forward? Because that seems to be the implication, but we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, I think at this point, we're very focused on launching into the Italian market. We've obviously converted it into local language, local currency, and we're working with their team just to find our momentum and build a product roadmap for how the technology will evolve. I mean, obviously, when we look at their group, they're in some some of the biggest markets on the planet. And, our intention is to exceed their expectations. And if we do that, I think there's every chance we can talk to them about other markets. At this point, we've got to smash it in Italy, and we've got through the door, and now's our time to impress them.
Well, you've got a great partner to impress, and given what you guys have done so far, I think the odds are pretty well in your favor. Last question for you, but important question. Let's talk a little about the business model. How does OOOO make money for the company and its shareholders? So, because you've got some different offerings there as you went through before. Generally speaking, how do you guys make your money, or what do you think is going to be the primary driver of revenue for the company?
At this point, we've got three sort of buckets of business. As the business has evolved, the first one is the UK app. So as I say, we launched that in November of 2020. That's a traditional marketplace model. So we work with very, very large retailers, and we'll charge them anywhere from 5 to 12% of every single transaction. So the name of the game in that business is just increasing the number of users, the number of sellers, and try to take a take rate from every transaction. And I think the UK app has been a great marketing tool for us to showcase what's possible in terms of video commerce, whether it's us selling wine or electronics or sporting goods or beauty products. But already since July of last year, we launched into Brazil, and we've launched into Italy, obviously with QVC. And this really is the kickoff of our second business line. So you've got the UK app on one side, which we own and operate. And then secondly, we've got this new business, which is software as a service. And we've got 2 clients, but we've got quite a few that we're speaking to. And the model with these partners generally is they pay us a monthly fee, and they also pay us a percentage of the total sales that go through the platforms.
What a great model.
Yeah, no, it's a great model because you're using the same technology and you're cutting it over and over. And in many ways, it's a bit like Shopify. They have an amazing e-commerce platform. Ours is different because it's mobile and it's video, and it's inspired by China. So really, I think our business, if someone stopped me in the elevator tomorrow morning and said, "What business are you in?" I would say that we're in the business of providing technology that enables people to embrace video commerce. And whilst the UK app is really important to us, I think over time we're going to focus that in on a community where we can get into the culture of that community, and we can see the features being coming in and so on. But where I get very excited is selling this box of tricks to lots and lots and lots of clients, either through them having their own version of OOOO, as an app of their own, like QVC has done, or us just selling them an SDK where they can push live commerce into their existing app. So this is where we want to play. And obviously, the more clients we add, the more contribution we get to our cost base. And we're also then taking a percentage of sales. So for us to succeed, we have to believe that we're taking a bet on a category where there's growth. And I think live commerce is in that space. The third dimension to our business is in the UK is our studio. We've built studios with branded sets and lots of camera equipment and producers. And we've got lots of companies trying to use those to make content into our app, but also into their social media. And we get paid by TikTok currently. TikTok Shop have launched, and they're paying us per show. We've got other clients who are in the fashion industry, and they're paying us. So
you've got a partnership with TikTok right now?
Yeah, we do. We're live with them. We make shows with them, throughout every single week.
So if you give us a little bit of detail there, because that's a great piece of information. Are you making the shows for TikTok themselves? Is it for influencers of TikTok?
Yeah, so TikTok came to us towards the end of last year, and they wanted to launch TikTok Shop into the UK market. I think they have a great app, with a lot of users, but they really wanted to lean on our relationships and studios and know-how. So we make shows for them in our studios. We've sort of introduced them to lots and lots of brands. And we make shows for people like JD Sports, and I Saw It First, and various other companies like this. Look Fantastic, and a member of the Hut Group. And sometimes we stream into our app and to TikTok's app at the same time. This exists. And people say to me, why would you help a competitor? But I very firmly believe that if live commerce goes up as a whole, we all win.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I'm not going to stop TikTok succeeding. They're gonna do well in their own right. And we're a pure commerce play, whereas on TikTok there's lots of different types of content on TikTok. So I don't really consider them a competitor. Apart from the fact they live in a mobile phone, and so do we. That they're a very different company to us. So they pay us.
Like you said, they're going to make it without you anyway. So the smart thing to do is partner together and grow together.
Exactly. And, they're very smart guys. As I say, I fell into video commerce because of my friends at Musical.ly, and Eric, the co-founder, came from that world. So, we're happy to have them in our studio. And so that studio business has actually got a lot of capacity and knowledge and skill, which I believe in the next few years, lots of British clients will want to lean on. If they're going to move into video commerce, they're going to need this managed service. So that's actually the third bucket. But from a global perspective, if you were to say to me, what business are we in? It's a software as a service business. It's saying to people, here's the technology, here's some training, off you go. And maybe the studio business will go international, but I think mainly it's a software business in video commerce.
Well, I got to tell you something, Sam. Everybody who watches Agoracom, reads Agoracom knows, I love disruptive tech. I keep saying that more money is going to be created, more wealth is going to be created from disruptive tech this decade than the last 2 decades combined. And this is just another example of hugely disruptive technology that we're just starting to hear about, starting to make its way to the Western world. Man, if it wasn't wintertime right here, I think I'd go dig up a pond in my backyard, fill it with fish, and start selling it through your app because it sounds that exciting.
It's crazy what they're doing, but they can sell anything. Cars, food, property, fish. It's all being sold in this format. And what I'd say to people is download the app, Pinduoduo, Pinduoduo, and have a look at the short videos, the live videos that you can flick through, and also the gamification that's going on in that app, and also check their share price. For a 5-year-old company, they're doing okay. And we're really just trying to learn from that sort of a surface and apply it to the West. And if you've not seen us yet, we'll hopefully be in your market soon, and we expect to be in North America before long.
And even though you're not in North America, any limitations to us downloading the app and watching what's going on with live video streams that may be taking place?
We can give any of your followers access to the British environment, so they can watch the British shows and the short videos, and we can also do the same in. We can show them some of the content that's coming out of Italy. We can send some examples of that. So when we launch in North America, it will obviously be in all the app stores there. But at this moment in time, we can just give you access to what's live in Europe and Brazil.
All right. Well, we'll take up on that on the next one. But congratulations, Sam, for taking that experience in Asia, your time in Asia, clearly recognizing a massive trend and being one of the first guys to take it into the Western world. Can't wait to see the success you're going to have in 2022. I know we're going to have you on back quite a lot, but this is a great first time overview here, and wish you great success, my friend.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
For everybody at home, you've been watching or you've been listening by podcast on Spotify, Google, Apple, or your favorite podcast platform, to Sam Jones. He is the CEO of OOOO Entertainment Commerce. That's 5 O's in the name, but the stock symbol OOOO is 4 O's on the TSX Venture Exchange. How do you do your due diligence now? 2 ways. First, get over to the company's profile page on Agoracom, because this is brand new. Most of you people have never heard of live video commerce, so get there, read through the profile page and all the different elements to get familiar with what the company is doing. And then from there, link over the company's site to do your deep dive due diligence. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you discovered your next amazing small cap e-commerce, in this case, live e-commerce streaming company. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. See you next time. Hey guys, the video's over, but don't forget to help your company by liking it and even leaving a comment below. And then don't forget to help yourself by subscribing to our YouTube channel so you never miss another great AGORACOM small cap video.